Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Brain, your host. And today's episode is all about something so many of you have asked for: how to train yourself to speak confidently in English.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anna, your co-host, and I'm super excited about today's topic. Because honestly, Brain, I remember when I was learning my second language, I could understand a lot. But when it came to speaking, I felt nervous, my heart would race, and my mind would go blank.
Oh, I completely get that. Anna, I think so many of our listeners feel the same. Maybe they study English, read books, watch videos, but when it's time to speak, that confidence just disappears.
Exactly. And that's what we're here for today. In this episode, we're going to talk about why we lose confidence when speaking English, and more importantly, how you can train yourself to feel confident every time you open your mouth.
Yes, we'll share practical tips, exercises, and even a fun role play to show you the difference between a nervous and a confident speaker.
And remember, confidence doesn't mean you speak perfect English. It means you feel comfortable expressing yourself even if you make a few mistakes.
So, grab your notebook or just relax and listen. By the end of this episode, you'll have a plan to start speaking English with confidence.
All right, let's get started. First, let's talk about why so many people feel nervous or unsure when they try to speak English. So, Brain, why do you think so many people struggle with confidence when speaking English? I mean, I've heard learners say things like, I know the grammar or I understand the words, but when it comes to speaking, they just freeze.
That's a great question, Anna. One big reason is fear of making mistakes or sounding silly. Many learners worry that if they say something wrong, others will judge them, and that fear makes them nervous and hesitant.
Yeah, I've definitely felt that. Sometimes it's like you're scared of being laughed at or misunderstood. Even if no one is actually judging, your brain makes you feel that way.
Exactly. Another problem is perfectionism. Learners want to say everything perfectly, with perfect grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary. But guess what? That perfect English rarely exists in real conversations.
Right. Even native speakers make mistakes sometimes, and trying to be perfect actually slows you down and lowers your confidence because you're constantly worried about doing everything right.
Another reason is that many learners don't get enough practice speaking. They might study a lot, read, or listen, but speaking takes courage and regular exercise. Without practice, confidence doesn't build.
Yes, and sometimes people feel shy or embarrassed because they think their accent or mistakes make them sound less smart. But honestly, having an accent or making mistakes is part of learning and being human.
Totally agree. And finally, a lot of learners have negative self-talk. They tell themselves things like, I'm not good enough, or I'll never be fluent. That kind of thinking lowers motivation and confidence.
That's such an important point, Brain. Our thoughts really control how confident we feel. If we keep thinking negative things, we stop ourselves before we even try.
So, in summary, the main reasons people struggle are fear of mistakes, trying to be perfect, lack of speaking practice, shyness about accent or errors, and negative self-talk.
Now that we know why confidence is hard, it's time to talk about what confidence really means and how you can start building it. Ready?
All right, Anna, we just talked about why people lose confidence. But what is confidence when it comes to speaking English?
Great question, Brain. Many learners think confidence means speaking perfectly without mistakes, but that's not true. Confidence is really about feeling comfortable expressing your ideas even if your English isn't perfect.
Exactly. Confidence is about communication, not perfection. It's about trusting yourself to say what you want and being okay with small mistakes along the way.
I love that. And it's also about being okay with pauses or not knowing every word. Confident speakers don't panic when they forget something. They find ways to explain or keep the conversation going.
That's right. Another important thing is confidence comes from practice and experience. The more you speak, the more comfortable you become. Confidence is like a muscle, it grows stronger every time you use it.
Also, confidence is not about being loud or perfect pronunciation. Some confident speakers speak softly or with accents, and that's totally fine. What matters is the willingness to speak up and share your thoughts.
And one more thing, confidence is a mindset. Sometimes you have to act confident even if you don't feel it at first. Over time, your feelings will catch up with your actions.
That's so true. Like the saying goes, fake it till you make it. The more you practice speaking confidently, the more natural it becomes.
So, to sum up, confidence means being comfortable, expressing yourself, accepting mistakes, practicing regularly, and having the right mindset.
Perfect. Now that we understand what confidence really means, let's talk about how to train your mindset to build that confidence step by step.
Let's do it! All right, Anna, now that we know what confidence really means, let's get into how we can train our mindset to build that confidence. Because honestly, confidence starts in the mind.
Absolutely, brain. I believe mindset is everything. If your mind is negative or doubtful, it's really hard to feel confident when you speak. So the first step is to change the way you think about yourself and your English skills.
One of the most powerful tools I've found is using positive affirmations. Simple phrases you say to yourself every day, like, I am improving every day, or I can speak English confidently.
Yes, saying affirmations out loud can feel strange at first, but it rewires your brain to believe those positive ideas. You're training your brain to focus on success, not fear.
Another mindset trick is to visualize success. Imagine yourself speaking English confidently in different situations, maybe in a meeting at a cafe or chatting with friends. Picture how relaxed and happy you feel.
That mental picture prepares your brain to act that way in real life. It's like practice without even speaking out loud.
Also, breaking your goals into small steps helps. Instead of saying, I want to speak perfectly, say, today. I'll try to speak for 1 minute without stopping. Small wins build big confidence over time.
And don't forget to celebrate those small wins. Every time you speak even just a little, you're improving. Give yourself credit and keep that positive energy going.
One more important thing is accepting mistakes. Instead of fearing them, see mistakes as learning opportunities. When you make a mistake, say to yourself, that's good. I'm learning.
Yes, because every mistake means you're pushing your limits. It's proof you're trying, and that's the foundation of confidence.
So, to train your mindset, use positive affirmations, visualize success, set small goals, celebrate wins, and accept mistakes as part of learning.
Sounds like a powerful way to build confidence from the inside out.
Absolutely. Next, we'll share some practical exercises you can do every day to make that confidence real in your speaking. All right, Anna, now that we've talked about mindset, let's get practical. What are some exercises that our listeners can do every day to build their speaking confidence?
Great question, Brain. One simple but very effective exercise is talking to yourself. It might sound funny, but it works. You can describe what you're doing, tell a story, or practice common phrases out loud.
Yes, speaking out loud is key. Many learners only practice English in their head, but your brain and mouth need real speaking practice. Even 5 minutes a day talking to yourself can make a big difference.
Another exercise is mirror speaking. Stand in front of a mirror and practice conversations. You'll see your facial expressions and body language, which helps you become more confident and natural.
I love that. Plus, it helps reduce nervousness because you get used to hearing your own voice in English.
Recording yourself is also super helpful. Use your phone to record a short speech or answer questions, then listen back. You'll notice your strengths and areas to improve, but remember, focus on progress, not perfection.
Exactly. It's a chance to celebrate what you do well and gently correct what needs work. Plus, over time, you'll hear your confidence grow.
Another powerful exercise is shadowing. That means listening to a native speaker and repeating exactly what they say, trying to copy their pronunciation rhythm and tone.
Shadowing trains your mouth and brain to work together like a native speaker's. It's like a workout for your speaking muscles.
Here's a fun challenge for our listeners. Pick a short clip from a movie podcast or YouTube video, listen to it carefully, then try to repeat it without looking. Do this every day for a week and see how much your confidence improves.
Awesome challenge, Anna. Also, try to practice thinking in English during the day. Instead of translating from your native language, try to form your thoughts directly in English. That speeds up your speaking and reduces hesitation.
And don't forget to speak with real people. Find language exchange partners, join speaking clubs, or chat with friends who speak English. Real conversations are the best way to build confidence.
Absolutely. The more you speak, the easier it gets. So, to summarize our practical exercises, talk to yourself daily, use the mirror record, and listen to yourself shadow native speakers. Think in English and practice with others.
Perfect. If listeners follow these exercises regularly, their confidence will definitely grow.
Next, we'll talk about how to handle mistakes without losing confidence, because that's a big part of the journey. All right, Anna, we've talked about building confidence, but what happens when you make mistakes? How do we keep confidence when things don't go perfectly?
That's a great question, Brain. Mistakes are a normal part of learning any language. Even native speakers make them. The key is to not be afraid of mistakes, but to see them as chances to improve.
Exactly. Instead of thinking, "Oh no, I made a mistake," try to say, "Great, I'm learning something new." Changing how you view mistakes can take away the fear and pressure.
And remember, mistakes don't make you less smart or less capable. They just mean you're trying, and trying is the only way to get better.
Also, when you don't know a word or get stuck, it's okay to pause, use simple words, or explain with gestures. Communication is the goal, not perfection.
Right. Sometimes people worry so much about saying the right thing that they stop speaking altogether. But even broken English can get your message across, and people appreciate the effort.
So when mistakes happen, take a deep breath, smile, and keep going. Every mistake is a step forward on your English journey.
Absolutely. And if you want, you can even ask a friend or teacher to gently correct you so you can learn, but don't let corrections make you feel bad.
Mistakes are proof that you're practicing, and that's something to be proud of.
So don't fear mistakes. Embrace them, learn from them, and keep speaking confidently.
Anna, we've talked about mindset, exercises, and handling mistakes. Now, let's discuss one of the most important ways to build confidence practicing speaking with other people.
Yes, Brain. Speaking with real people is where the magic happens. It's different from practicing alone because you get real-time responses and natural conversations.
Exactly. One great way is to find a language exchange partner, someone who wants to learn your native language while helping you practice English. It's a win-win.
There are lots of apps and websites where you can meet language partners for free, and you don't have to worry about being perfect. They're learners too, so everyone understands the challenge.
Another option is joining local or online English-speaking clubs or conversation groups. These groups provide a supportive environment to practice and meet people with the same goals.
If you're shy at first, start small, maybe just listen or answer simple questions. Over time, you'll feel more comfortable and ready to speak more.
Also, don't be afraid to speak with native speakers if you can. Most are friendly and appreciate your effort. Just remember it's okay to make mistakes, and ask for help if you don't understand.
And if you don't have anyone nearby, you can practice with virtual assistants or language learning chatbots. It's not the same as real conversation, but it's still helpful practice.
The key is to make speaking a regular habit with others. The more you do it, the easier and more natural it becomes.
So whether it's language partners, clubs, friends, or tech tools, find ways to speak with others and keep building that confidence.
Perfect. Next, we'll wrap up with some final tips and encouragement for our listeners. All right, Anna, how about a quick role play to show our listeners the difference between a nervous speaker and a confident speaker?
Great idea, Brain. I'll be the nervous speaker first. Hi, how are you? I'm learning English and I want to, speak better, but I feel nervous and sometimes forget words.
Okay, now Anna, can you try the same thing but as a confident speaker?
Hi, I'm learning English and I'm excited to improve my speaking skills. Sometimes I make mistakes, but I keep practicing every day. It's fun to learn and speak with others.
See the difference? The nervous speaker hesitates and sounds unsure. The confident speaker speaks clearly and with a positive attitude even if the message is simple.
Exactly. Confidence is more about how you say things, not just what you say.
So remember, speak with a smile and believe in yourself. That makes all the difference. Anna, before we finish today's episode, let's help our listeners create a simple daily plan to build their speaking confidence.
Great idea. Brain consistency is key, so having a daily routine makes a huge difference.
Here's a simple plan to follow every day. 1. Start your day with positive affirmations. Say something encouraging, like, I am confident and improving. 2. Spend 5 minutes talking to yourself out loud about your day or any topic. 3. Practice shadowing a short audio clip or repeat a phrase from a video. 4. Reflect on your progress. Celebrate one small win and accept any mistakes as part of learning. 5. Find a chance to speak with someone in English, a friend, a language partner, or even a chatbot.
That's easy to remember and follow. Even if you only do a few of these steps, it will build your confidence over time.
Exactly. The most important thing is to keep going and believe in yourself every step of the way.
All right, listeners, start your daily confidence plan tomorrow and watch your speaking skills grow.
Anna, we've covered a lot today about training yourself to speak confidently in English. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Yes, Brain. Remember, confidence doesn't come overnight. It's a journey that takes time, practice, and patience. But every step you take, no matter how small, is progress.
That's right. So here's a challenge for our listeners. Speak out loud in English for at least 5 minutes every day this week. It can be about your day, your favorite hobby, or anything you like.
And don't worry about mistakes. Just focus on expressing yourself and enjoying the process.
We'd love to hear how it goes. Share your progress with us in the comments or on social media.
Keep practicing, stay positive, and speak confidently.